am super excited to be using my Dimensional Creator Eye Kit. We're gonna start with the Let's Talk Eyes palette. So I hope you guys are just as excited. This palette is all you need to create the perfect look. You can do very natural looks or you can do dramatic looks. So I'll show you two options. In the kit, we have the Let's Talk Eyes palette, and you also have the dual end eyeliner, which I'll be showing you guys how I use it in just a second. So let's start with the more natural look, shall we? I like to use my fingers. If you're someone that likes to use a brush, go ahead and do that. I find it easier to use my fingers, so this is just how I do it. So I'm gonna start with this shade right here. This one is Itty Bitty. I named it Itty Bitty because I always talk about how I'm itty bitty everywhere, so itty bitty is like a thing now. I have so many of you guys tweeting me saying like, I am part of the itty bitty committee too. I'm like, you go girl. All right, so let's start with Itty Bitty. I just have it on my finger and I'm gonna place this over my lids. You guys can see I have eyelash extensions on right now. Don't worry about them. If you have eyelash extensions as well, just work around it. And don't worry about trying to get it perfect the first time around. That's something I used to do with makeup. I thought the first time around, it has to be perfect, but you know, just play with it and have fun. And as you guys can see, the shadows are super, super blendable. I literally just took a little bit and that's enough to cover an entire lid. So you don't need much at all. It's very, very pigmented. This color is Gurl because when I saw this color, when I first swatched it in my hand, my reaction was, girl, this is the shade. So that's why it got its name. Okay, so again, I'm taking it on my finger, super, super easy. And I'm just gonna place it next to Itty Bitty. And you can obviously build up the intensity. Already, I feel like it's totally brightened up the look. I just love this palette. All the colors are just so pretty and it complements all skin tones. As you guys can see, because the shadows are so creamy, there's no fallout. And when I was creating this palette, that was a priority. I had to make sure that all the shadows were going to just glide on buttery. And even if you use your finger, you won't have like fallout. And I also wanted to mention that we have shimmery and matte shades in here. So the ones on top, these are your shimmer shades. And then this one actually has a little bit of shimmer to it too. So this shade is the one that I like to use to smoke things out. It also does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but it's not too crazy or anything like that. You can also use it as a liner. So altogether, this palette has 6 universal shades. It's warm. I love that it's super warm, but you can also just play around with it. You can get so many different looks from this palette. Next up, I'm gonna take Sista, which is this nice, warm, peachy. It's like everything. It's warm, it's peachy, it's also pinky, but it's also brownish. It's just everything, okay? It's everything. I'm gonna take the shade to deepen up the outer corners just a little bit. Now I'm gonna take a brush and I'm gonna dip it into Sista. Just tap off the excess a little bit. And I like using a small brush for this because you can really get into the corner and you can be very, very precise with it. So I'm just using a light tapping motion. All right, girls, so if you like your makeup more natural, I would just leave it here. I will go in with a brush with nothing on it, and I'm just gonna fluff out the edges, blend it all out so that you don't have any harsh lines. You want it to look seamless. This is a very nice wearable daytime look. You can also wear this at night as well, but if you wanna go a little more dramatic, I'm gonna show you what I would like to do. So I'm taking this color with the same brush that I used earlier, and we're gonna deepen that outer corner shade. And you know what, just for fun, I wanna bring it in a little more. So I'm gonna overlap it with Gurl, which is the color we used earlier. And I just want you guys to just see how pigmented and pretty that is. Ah, isn't it so gorgeous? I definitely feel like you can use this as a blush as well. So this palette does it all, girl. You can use Beautis as your blush and you can use Itty Bitty as your highlighter. Oh girl, 2 in 1. Okay, as I was doing earlier, I'm just gonna deepen this up. And already you can see this look transforming. Next up, I wanna give my inner corners a nice pop. So you have 2 options here. You can either use Gurl or you can use Itty Bitty. So with a tiny brush, I'm gonna just go in very lightly, nothing too crazy. You don't want your inner corner highlight to be the focus. Like at the end of the day, you want the whole look to just look as if they belong together and that they all blend nicely. You don't want just something popping out. You can also use your finger for this part. It's all up to you. There you go. I know I keep saying I love all the shades, but I really do. And this one has a really special place in my heart. And as you can see, it's the perfect transitioning color shade. This one I named Potato. And you guys already know why it's named Potato. Like, we don't have to explain, okay, but I'm just gonna tell y'all, the ones of you who don't know why. So Potato, because this shade is like a brown and it looks like potato skin color, but also because I love potatoes. I have an obsession for potatoes. If I had to eat one thing for the rest of my life, it would be potatoes. Whether it be mashed potatoes, baked potato, fried potatoes, I'll be happy. I'm gonna take this brush and dip it very lightly into potato, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to lightly place it where my crease is. Just use a very, very light hand and work around your socket. So already you can see a huge difference. As you guys can see, we have quite a lot of dimension going on, but if you want even more, I got you. We're gonna go in with Balm, this beautiful dark shade in here. This is the darkest shade in the palette, and this one, I would say you can use it to smoke out your bottom lash line. You can use it as eyeliner. You can use this for so many different things. So I'm gonna go in with the same brush once again. So I'm gonna take the shade and I'm going to pat it here in the outer corner. And by doing so, you will see that it's really giving my eye that dimension. I'm so excited to show you guys the eyeliner because it's nothing like I've ever seen before. It's dual ended, which is really hard to find. I don't think, actually, you know what? I've never even seen a dual liner like this. So I'm really excited that it's gonna be in the kit for you guys. You really have everything you need to create any look from this palette. So I hope you guys like it. I'm just gonna take a clean, fluffy brush and I'm gonna blend everything out. You just wanna use a clean brush, no product. This is just so that the colors all melt together and blend seamlessly. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Now, are you ready? I am ready to show you guys the dual ended liner. So this liner right here has the felt tip side. The tip is actually made of cotton and it's soft, but it's also firm enough that if you're someone who likes the precision of a marker tip type of eyeliner, this will still give you that. So although it's soft, it's still firm. So very, very easy to work with. So we have the felt tip side. And on the other end is the kohl liner. This is what it looks like. It's very, very dark. Oh my goodness, like, it's the blackest black ever. So I'm gonna use this in my waterline. I like to do this so that you don't see that gap in between my lashes and my lid. This really helps fill it in, and it's also a nice trick to help make your lashes appear darker and fuller. And it's also retractable, so you don't have to carry around a sharpener. This is so, so easy to use. So you just gently wanna lift up your eye like so. Once this dries, it does not budge. All right, now the fun part. Let's play with the felt tip liner. Let me just swatch it for you so you can see just how pigmented it is. It is so pigmented. And you can do a very thin line if you want. You can also do a thicker line with it. It's so, so easy to use. And also, once this dries, it does not budge at all. When I have to remove my makeup at the end of the night, I can't just use a normal makeup remover. You have to use something heavy duty. I use the double cleanse and I use the oil side. That completely takes it off, but that is just to show you how long lasting this eyeliner is. So if you guys have oily lids, this is your friend. I just put that on my hand and it is quick drying. You say, nothing. No transfer. I love that the formula is not too watery and it just gives you a really, really smooth application. Today, I want the focus to just be on the ends. So first you just want to map out how far you want the liner to go. And then we're just going to connect it. We're just going to connect the triangle. All right, moving on to the other side. I'm just going to do the same thing. And as you guys can see, the application is so smooth. I am not tugging on my eye at all. And that's how you know it's a good eyeliner. If you're tugging your eye because of your eyeliner, leave your eyeliner behind. The tip of this pen is just touching my eyelid and the color's already coming out. There's no tugging at all whatsoever. I think we can celebrate because the eyeliner is even on both ends and you know that's something worth celebrating. But you guys, the eye look is complete. So I showed you guys how to do a more natural look. And if you want to take it more dramatic, you can use the shades Balm and Beautis. That will help you take your look to a more smoky, sultry level. When I was creating this palette, I had so much fun, and all I want is for you guys to play with this and have just as much fun as I do. Now I want to touch up the brows a little bit. So depending on your hair color, Pixi has different shades in the Natural Brow Duo. You guys know this is my favorite. I love the Natural Brow Duo. I'm going to go in with Deep Brunette. I'm just going to touch on the areas of my eyebrows that are a little sparse, just to fill in those areas so that I have a fuller looking brow. This formula is so good. I rave about this all the time. This is literally the best brow pencil. The formula has like a somewhat of a dry texture to it, but it's not hard to use at all. I think that the dry texture actually mimics actual hairs more than like a creamier product would. All right guys, I think the eyes look pretty good. Now we're gonna finish off with the lips. I like to take Pixi's Shea Butter Lip Balm in the shade Sweet Peach. This is a really, really pretty peachy, pinky color. I love this color so much. It's so youthful, I think, and it's so beautiful on all skin tones. Okay, once we have that blended out, if you want to give your lips a little more definition, I would go in with a lip liner. The lip liner I'm using is Pixi's Lip Contour Liner in the shade Bare Buff. Just the areas where I want my lips to appear a little fuller, I'm gonna go in with the lip liner. I love the shade because it really complements the lip balm. So I'm just gonna go in to this area. This is where I find I have more discoloration on my lips. So just gonna go around the edges. I'm gonna take my favorite mist. This is Pixi's Hydrating Milky Mist. It smells so good. I like to use this for no reason. Sometimes I'm sitting at home and I'm just like, I want a refresher, and I would just use this. It smells so good. So close your eyes, close your mouth, and just indulge. Oh, this is so good. Okay, I need to stop. Here we have the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had so much fun, and I hope you guys love the products as much as I do. Again, we created this look with my Dimensional Eye Creator Kit. In here, you will find the Let's Talk Eyes palette, and you will also have your dual-ended eyeliner. I hope that this palette is a reflection of me and you and our community. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.